I'm a 21-year-old living a couple hours south of Chicago. I was in college for a couple years. I was an orientation leader in college, and so I was pitching the whole college experience and package to all of these families and students every summer. And so I dropped out, and obviously for people my age, one of the easiest and best ways to make money without anything just quick is working at a restaurant. So I got a job as a server at one of the nicest restaurants in town. I just went in and told them I wanted an interview and met with the manager and got the job. After about a month and a half, I really just realized, like, dude, I'm not happy doing this. I hate this. So I want to be respected and I want to be successful, but I'm serving tacos to people every day.
Right.
So I told myself, I'm like, fuck this. Didn't know what I was going to do. I knew all my focus was going to go towards finding out how to make money online and just work for my computer because that was my main goal. So I quit. Had enough money to go a couple weeks. And I took that second leap and I told myself, I'm going to be able to figure this out. I'm not going to starve. Yeah. And that's when I kind of met with you. I wanted to transition towards making some more money and stuff like that. And I knew you had been in sales before and you just talked about it and kind of started asking you, like, how does one get into this? How did you get into this? Like, how could you, find success in this, especially from the computer? And so you just started telling me, like, dude, you need to get a sales job. And you said, like, start reaching out to people just like all the time. And first off, like, try and pick a niche that you're interested in. Like, you pushed me towards, like, like you said, I have the history with real estate. So you said, try and find a real estate gig or a fitness gig because I'm really into fitness.
Yeah, I've known Caleb the past year, and at the time of meeting him, and when I saw how good he was at communicating, and he had this skill of sales and communicating, I just realized the potential that he had in being a waiter or in doing orientations with college. He has this high-paying skill, but he's in the wrong vehicle. So right when you were around the point of wanting to leave that job, or literally like the week of, I believe, we met at the coffee shop. You could probably say better than I could kind of what happened there and what led you to where you're at now.
The first step he told me, obviously the first important part is to find a sales gig.
Right.
Sales. So that's what I did. Filled out applications and did interviews for a bunch of different more traditional companies and then also some more smaller startups and things like that. But ended up landing a job with a base pay, and then
Right.
I was incentivized on top of my base pay to set appointments because I had a quota, and also each appointment I'd set, like a lot of other sales gigs that closed, I would get a little commission on that. I mean, going from waiting tables for 8 hours a day, sometimes doubles for longer, I was extremely thankful, and I honestly I enjoyed the job even though I was making calls because I'm just, like you said, I don't really mind talking to people and I like it, and a little more respect doing the calls. And so I dove right in, dude. Like, I was making calls. I wasn't even like hitting the insane numbers that they wanted us to hit. I mean, I'm a little competitive, so I was looking at what everyone else was doing, and so I wanted to just be at least the top 2 or 3 with that. And so I was an appointment setter, and I was like, I don't know how long this is going to go on. So I started looking for a gig as a closer because I was like, I want to do that. I know I can do that. So I ended up finding one that had sort of a cycle where you work as like an independent contractor and you set your own appointments and then you can close them. The day I started that, I got a message from my manager that said, hey, can you hop on a call real quick? And I was like, okay. And then she said, we want to promote you to closer. And so I was like, shoot. So now all of a sudden I have 2 closer gigs, both of which I'm still setting my own appointments. So obviously it's not ideal, but it's moving, bro. Like my income's gone up, so.
I mean, considering month 1, you're already graduated from appointment setter to closer. And for those watching, appointment setter, you call them, they may or may not know you, and your goal is just to book an appointment. And then from there, the closer takes it. And if you don't have sales experience, appointment setter is a phenomenal place to be to get your foot in the door and get a little experience.
Yeah, I was making between $1,800 and $2,500 a month probably serving. And then I got a couple $100 from my real estate, from the house that I own, but it wasn't a ton, obviously. And then I went into sales with the base pay. I started out $3,000 a month or something, and then I started setting appointments, and so that on top of the $3,000, it was closer to, it's probably about a little above the same. So probably I'd say like 2,800 starting a month probably with the appointment setter, and then as I set appointments that turned into ops, it was closer to $3,000, 3,250. And then kind of where I'm at now, I've graduated to setting my own appointments and closing some deals, and so I'm on track this month and next month to make closer to like 45 to 5,500, and then as I become a full-time closer right on set appointments, it'll obviously go up from there.
Yeah, that's phenomenal, dude. So basically doubled your income and your month gonna be on month 2 in the game. Yeah, just crazy progress already from just setter to closer, and you seem to understand the game pretty well, which is phenomenal. Like I guess someone on the fence as to like how to get into this industry, like what would you say to them?
I'd say, honestly, just go for it, dude. Just like jump into it. Like if it's something you want to do, bro, sales is the industry where if you want it and you're hungry, you know, your outcome is directly related to the input and the hunger that you put in usually, which is not similar to a lot of other industries. So if you're someone that, you know, wants that sort of like proportion of input to reward to be a little more your style, if you're someone that, you know, will put that work in, sales is that's where it's at, man. And you could it make it easy to just dive right in, dude. So just kind of like Garrett told me, just start looking for gigs online, connecting with, find someone that you already know that does it, someone like Garrett, and ask them some questions, find out how they got a gig, and just kind of look at people that have been successful and replicate their actions, you know?
But Caleb, phenomenal to see kind of where you're at now. We're going to do another one of these in a couple months, and I'm excited to see where that is. So
Me too.